The artful function of the Serge Panchenko bean flipper can be seen in a simple glance. The exquisitely patinaed copper showing timelessness but betraying utility. The Serge Panchenko bean flipper exudes craftsmanship, and the fortunate owner of the bean makes the statement that simplicity of form does not necessarily mean simplicity of taste. Just kidding, it's awesome!
Hey everybody, tonight I'm going to do a review on this little knife here. Can you see that? It's kind of small. This is a Serge Panchenko bean flipper. It is a custom knife from Serge Panchenko. It's got, well, I won't go into what it is. It's just a knife. It's a little flipper. And let's get on into it a little bit. Give you a couple more looks there. Check that out. Very cool. Oh, let me give you the story first. Okay. If you remember, a couple months ago, I did this review here. I'm going to leave that post there. And after I was done with that, I kind of made an addendum at the end and talked about, I couldn't figure out why they put the Serge Panchenko logo on their knife, and I didn't agree with how they did it and what they did with it. And crazy enough, guess who got in contact with me? Serge Panchenko. That's awesome. And so he talked about, we talked a little bit, and he offered to send this to me. And I ended up getting back to him, and I had to remind him. I couldn't let an opportunity like that go bye-bye. So I got back with him, and he said, no problem. I will send one out to you if you promise to send it back to me, because I don't know you well enough to give you Christmas presents. He didn't say that, but that's how I understand. It's a really cool review. So, in the meantime, I was waiting for it and thinking to myself, and others thought with me, hey, I wonder if this thing will be, rent to own kind of thing. Will the option be there to buy it? And so when it got here, I looked at it, and I didn't know exactly which knife he was going to send me. And I had seen these a few months ago when they first came, when he dropped them last time, and I didn't get to his website fast enough, and they were gone. And this is the exact one I wanted, this copper one. And sure enough, that's the one he sent me. So I sent him a text on Instagram and said, hey, is there any chance that this thing is up to be purchased? And he said, well, yes, it is. So now, this is no longer just a review knife that I have to send back to Mr. Panchenko. This is a Jimislash collection. This belongs in the box. And actually, since I got it, I have not put this thing down. This has been my most carried knife since I received this thing, I guess about a week ago now. And I just love it. So I'm going to get into it, and we'll talk about it a little bit, and I'll let you know what's going on. So let's get into it. First here, you got 2 inches of CPM 154 steel. Check that out. This thing here, this little thing, I think it's just to cut down on weight, or maybe if you barely got it open enough, you didn't flick it all the way, you could use it. But obviously from the closed position, not any help, but it's still really cool to, break up the monotony of the blade. I like all that kind of stuff. It's got some really cool grinding through there. Almost like a spear point, wouldn't you say? Comes down to a spear point almost. And it doesn't have any kind of lock on it, so the detent here is what's keeping it closed and what's keeping it open. So it's basically a slip joint, just kind of slips open, slips closed. And what you got here is the copper scale, which is the one I love. I love it because he patinas it so nicely. Look at that. Can you see that? Let me get some light on that thing. So it comes patinaed, and then hopefully it patinas a little bit with my hands and sweat, and it just personalizes it by itself. And I love that, and I love all this milling he did through here. Let's see here. The tolerances on this are really cool. I mean, look how close that thing is to the scales, and it just doesn't rub or anything. It's right through there. Boom. Not a problem. I love the way it flicks open. All right, I'm getting off track here. It's got a nice little area back here. You can put some 550. This is fully threaded 550, and it doesn't interfere with that at all. Can you see that? Let me see if I can get that in there. So it's not any problem. And I need a little 550, just you can tell, just so I can open it and have fun with it. I could have opened it besides that, but also, oh, he sent this little coin, so I need a place to put that too. I guess I could have put it in that little hole there, but then I wouldn't have the extra grip on it. And the extra grip just really makes this a fun knife. This is better than any fidget spinner you ever played with. And of course it's useful, and I've used it to open different things. And alright, so you got titanium. These scales are titanium. This scale is titanium. The clip is titanium. And this back spacer and screws are titanium. And it's just so nice. It's just perfect. It's a little, you know what it is? It's a little work of art. You just put this in your hand, and I know there's other beastly monster blades. Like, well, why would you buy that and not this monster? Well, it's different. It's a different feeling. Why have a monster truck and a Ducati motorcycle at the same time? They're different things for different days. And this thing is just a little custom flipper job that's awesome. So check that out. The overall length on this thing. Let's see if I can get that with my thing at 1, 2, 3, 4, just at 5 inches. Right at 5 inches overall length. So close, what are we looking at? 3 inches, right? Yeah, 3 minus 5. No, 3, 1, 2, with that, about 3.5 inches because of the flipper and stuff. So there you go. And another thing is, tomorrow, if you're watching this in the future, tomorrow is not going to work. But if you're watching this on Sunday, let's see what the date is. You got to make sure. December 17th at 11:51 at night. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I don't get paid for any of this. I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time. He's putting some more stuff out. The more stuff's going to become available through his website. That he doesn't always have things available. Like I said, the last time this thing dropped, it was gone. Just in a matter of moments, it seemed like. And I didn't get a chance to get one, and I wanted one. Don't think. Just grab it. If you're thinking you want one, you better go grab one. It's going to be a while before you can get one. Plus, he has a couple pry bars and stuff that are coming out, which are really cool, and a really sweet-looking thing he calls a snap slip joint, which has got a skull on it. So, right there, you know it's going to be awesome. Alright, I'm going to pull out some knives, and let's see if we can compare it. Now, the pivot on this thing is just... I think it's just... I don't know what it is, actually. Is it washers? I'll have to ask him, because me and him are really close friends now. No, that's not true, though. We're not close. I'm sorry, sir. I just, I woke up from a dream, and there I was, friends with you. But we're not. We're not friends. He's Mr. Panchenko, and I'm just me with a knife that has his initials on it. That's it. That's as close as we get. But that's cool. This is cool. It's awesome. All right, let's bring out some stuff to kind of compare the length to, and so you can see how long this thing is. I got here, and it probably doesn't belong on the same table, but I just wanted to show you the length of the blade. The cutting part of the blade is really comparable to the Super Edge, and this knife is the one I used to keep on my keychain until, well, I won't show you what I got now, but this is a great keychain knife if you want one. These are awesome. So that's how long it is. It's just a smaller knife, a really small, tiny knife. And it's good for having in your pocket. And it's good for bringing out and not scaring anybody if you want to open an envelope at the post office. So, you have that. Did I show you the coin already? He sent this to me. Before I even bought this, he sent this to me as a present, which was really cool. So, this was going to be mine, whether I bought this or not. So, it was really nice of him. There's a little copper coin tab here. Just really interesting. I don't know, it's just a little work of art. It's one of those things you don't really think about. It's not that you don't think you're going to like it, but just you're thinking to yourself, man, that's quite a bit of money. And then you realize, man, you get this in hand. Like, I had my uncle over this weekend, and he said, oh, what is that? I said, well, this is a Serge Panchenko, and I told him the story I told you guys. And I told him how much I paid for it, and he couldn't believe it. And I said, you know what? This is a work of art. This, granted, it's not going to do a ton of different things that this thing can't do. Except this is a work of art. It's the difference between having a print version of, let's say, like the Van Gogh Starry Night, and then having the actual Van Gogh Starry Night on your wall. Sure, one's going to cost more. Is it going to bring you any more visual pleasure? Probably not. But this was made by hand. Some dude sweated over this and just did all this by hand, and that's what's pretty cool about it. But I'm not going to justify this to you. I don't have to talk to you about that. I'm me. Okay, that's not true. We'll talk about that in a different video, actually. I got a different video that's going to come up with this. I wanted to get this out for a while, and then I saw that stuff was dropping tomorrow, and I wanted to get it to you guys so Jack can see it and check it out with me. I've been told I flip my knives too much. It's because they're awesome to flip. I'm not going to speed flip it. I don't want to anger anybody. I just got a bunch of new subs, so we got to make them happy and keep everybody happy. I want you to be happy. All right, so I think that's it. Let me make sure I compared it. Oh, I didn't weigh it. It hardly weighs anything. I don't even know if I could find my thing. Oh, there it is. Oh, I found it. All right, we'll weigh it real quick for all you weight freaks out there. No. I'm betting the lanyard weighs more than it does. So yeah, I think it's about 1.5 ounces actually. Maybe a little bit less or a little bit more. Just not much more. Maybe 1.6. And that would make it... I just went by the European folks. 56 grams. So it's super light. You don't even know it's in your pocket. It's really cool. It's really fun to play with. And, you know, it's expensive. But for me, it was worth it. It was my little Christmas present to myself, from my wife to me. One of those things. I don't know what to get you for Christmas. Oh, you did. You did. And you made me terribly happy with the gift you got me. Thank you so much. I love you. It's that kind of thing. All right, like here, subscribe there. Let me know what you think in the comments down there. Don't be ugly about the knife. Be ugly later. You know, don't be real mean, because Mr. Panchenko might look down there and then all of a sudden, you're off the list. No soup for you. No soup for you. That's a bad place to be. But anyway, seriously, leave whatever comment you want to leave. Get over to Facebook. We had a bunch of new members over there. Got some cool stuff going on over there. A lot of people talking, and it's fun. And I appreciate all the new subs. And I guess that's it. And I will talk to y'all later.